kids like to eat, and they especially like snacks. I don't know if it's just the way the words sound, if it's the crinkling of the plastic and the paper. Hey y'all, it's Rakit. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving you 10 travel tips for flying with babies and toddlers. Before we get started, quick note, I'm still in Kenya. I still don't have my filming equipment, so my sound quality still sucks. I do apologize. Hopefully I'll be able to rectify that soon. Mom messaged me on Instagram. She's from Israel actually, and she asked for some travel tips. She's going to be traveling with her son for the first time. And I answered her, and when I was reading the messages I wrote, I'm like, hold up, this will be a great video. Somebody can use these tips. And that's how we got here. If you're new here, again, welcome. I'm Prakit. I am a mother of 3, 8 months, 2 and 4 years old. So they little. And I travel a lot. Since traveling with 1, then 2, then 3 kids, I feel like I've kind of got a method to the madness, and it is madness. I got some tips I can share. So this list is not a ranking. It's not like a best to worst or anything. It's just a list. A quick note before I start this list. If you're flying and you have a baby that's under the age of 2, most airlines will allow you to get a free ticket, or if it's international, they might charge you just a little bit. I mean a little bit. As long as you hold your baby in your lap. If you want like a full seat for the baby, then you have to pay a full price ticket. When it comes to what you can bring, you can usually bring a baby bag, a stroller, a car seat, all for free. And when it comes to international flights, you can even get one checked bag for free. And that's with a free infant ticket. So that's really awesome. But of course, you always want to check your airline policy so you know exactly what is what. Don't just go off my video, okay? Some airlines are different. Let's get started on this list. Tip number 1, bring a baby carrier. Why? Just because it's convenient, it's comfortable. You don't have to worry about holding your baby while trying to hold bags and things like that. When it comes to the type of baby carrier, as much as I love those soft and fabric wrap carriers around the house and stuff, when I'm traveling and going through airports and stuff, I prefer the ones with the straps and the buckles. Ergo Baby is my favorite brand for carriers. If you want something a little more affordable, you can go for like Infantino. They have some really good ones. I'll link the ones that I've used and love either in the description, or I'll just link to my Amazon store and I'll just make a list of the items that I mentioned in this video. Also with the carrier, you can even hold baby in the carrier while you're sitting in your seat, and so you can sleep and not worry about, holding baby right or dropping baby or anything like that. It's just really convenient. Tip number 2, strollers, to bring or not to bring. For me, if it's just one child or one baby, I would say don't bring. But if you have multiples, it's an absolute must for me to bring a stroller. Again, I have 3, so I'll carry the baby in the carrier. I'll put my girls in a double stroller. A note about double strollers, you have the double wide and then you have the front back, right? Some airlines and airports do have size restrictions, so try to avoid the side-by-side and go with a front-to-back double stroller. I've never had any issue traveling with my front-back double stroller, and that's been domestic and international. When you travel with strollers, you can bypass the check-in and take that stroller all the way to the gate, and that's great because, these little people, they walk slow, they're tired, they're cranky. Just put them in a stroller. Don't have them walking all over the airport and they're like 2 and 3 years old. Don't do it. Another good thing about strollers is you can buy stroller hooks. I have 2 really strong ones that I love. You can clip your luggage to the stroller hook, and you have the kids in the buggy, you have the luggage clipped, maybe a backpack, and you just push that stroller to the airport and you're good to go. It's so convenient. One consideration to have with strollers, especially when you're traveling internationally, if you have a layover or you have multiple stops, even though you can check that stroller at the gate, you may not always be able to get it back during your stop or your transfer or layover. Sometimes they'll just, transfer all the luggage to the next plane. Sometimes they will bring the strollers and the car seats back up to the door when you deplane, but you just never know. So be prepared to maybe not be able to get that stroller back if you have to switch to a different flight. Tip number 3, food. Listen, bring tons of snacks. These kids like to eat, and they especially like snacks. I don't know if it's just the way the words sound, if it's the crinkling of the plastic and the paper, but they love snacks, right? So if it's a short flight, bring some snacks. If you're on a long flight or an international flight, especially if you have dietary restrictions, you want to try and bring a full meal. And I recommend you bring something that doesn't have to be cooled off or warmed up, but that's something familiar that they like and they love, because they be picky too. Let them eat that meal early on in the trip so it doesn't go bad, and then have the snacks for later, especially if they end up not wanting the plain meal. Also, bring a sippy cup, a favorite water bottle, or something like that. In my experience, most airlines, when you have a baby or small children, they do allow you to bring liquids even through security. So just, again, check the airline policies on that. Tip number 4. This one is kind of important. So you know how when you are taking off and landing and your ears start popping? Little people hate that, and a lot of times you hear babies get really fussy during that landing and takeoff. It's because they don't know how to relieve that pressure. One easy way you can help them is by breastfeeding, bottle feeding, or giving a cup of something to drink so that they're sucking, and that sucking and swallowing enables their ears to pop. Another less favorable but fun option is to give them a lollipop. The sucking and the swallowing again helps those ears to pop. Tip number 5, bring a favorite toy or even a tablet. Doll baby, teddy bear, boat, rocket ship, something that they love to play with, can identify with. It'll help them transition on that plane and have a good time. If you're into technology, I used to be one of those moms who was like, no TV, no media, you gotta engage the kids. Listen, 3 kids later, first birthday, they get that Amazon Kids Fire tablet, and I tell you, I love that thing. Y'all, parental controls are top tier. You can set the hours that they can use it. You can block certain type of content. You can restrict where they can only play educational content for a certain amount of time before it shows the other stuff. I love it so much. I'll make sure I link it. Get you one. It has a fun little carrying case. You can drop it, and it's also unlimited exchanges. I think it's unlimited within 1 or 2 years for accidents. Didn't mean to turn that into an ad, but I really love that tablet. You can also get little travel toy sets from Walmart or wherever. It could be a Crayola bin with the markers and crayons and coloring pages. Those are great for traveling. Dollar Tree has little travel packs that you can get. It comes with stickers and a little paper thing they can build. Those are just travel fun packs, are really good to have. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this video if you find the information helpful, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. Tip number 6, bring twice as many diapers as you think you need. Diapers, pull-ups, either or. And I say that because, you just never know what can happen, and you don't want to be stuck in the airport paying $20 for a pack of 5 diapers, because they're expensive in the airport. If you're traveling for one day and you usually use 5 diapers, bring 10, just to give you an example. Same for pull-ups. That leads me into tip number 7, bring 2 outfits per day of travel. So again, if you're traveling for one day, bring 2 outfits. If you're traveling for 2 days, bring 4 outfits. It may seem excessive to some, but this works for me. Kids, they're messy, they have accidents, but then also, again, delays, cancellations, layovers, you just never know what to expect. So 2 outfits per day of travel. That also leads me into tip number 8, which is try to stick to your nighttime routine and bring pajamas, right? So if your nighttime routine is usually a bath, pajamas, brush teeth, whatever, bring all that on the plane. Bring a toothbrush, bring pajamas, bring their teddy, favorite blanket, favorite pillow or something. Just try to stick to that nighttime routine as best you can on the plane, especially for night flights, because it'll help them. There's so much stimulation, there's so many people, strangers, noise, lights. It just really helps them get into the mode of calming down. Now, some people are into this and some people are not, but you could also look into melatonin. I found this really low dose melatonin. It's almost like a placebo type thing. So it has valerian, chamomile, and lemon balm. And those 3 herbs help to relax. It's 0.2 milligrams of melatonin, so it's super low. If you nervous about it, don't do it. But if you're open to it, check that out. It's really good and it's totally vegan. Tip number 9, keep your baby bag as accessible as possible. So I mean under the seat in front of you, right at your feet, or even if there's an empty seat, put it beside you. If you have an overhead, that's fine, but try not to keep it in the overhead because you're gonna be going in that bag a lot, right? Also, don't do a traditional baby bag. Get you one of those backpack baby bags. I have this one. I love it so much, y'all. It has a ton of pockets. It can open up to go on stroller handle. You can hold it like luggage. You could also wear it like a backpack, and it's insulated. It has spots for bottles. I mean, this thing is so good, and it was super affordable. I'll make sure I link it. It is my #1 baby bag of all the kids I've ever had. Get you a good, comfortable bag. And another note on that, try not to bring a carry-on suitcase. If you can avoid it, I found that it's better to just pay that extra to put everything you need for your trip into a check bag, so you don't have to worry about it. All you're worrying about is what you need on the plane. for your little ones during that flight. And it just makes it easier when you're getting on and when you're getting off, not having to get all those different bags, okay? Tip number 10, this would apply to pregnant ladies too, all right? Try to sit close to the bathroom. Trust me on this. You know when you're pregnant, you're peeing every 5 minutes. I need to do a video on travel tips for when you're pregnant because I've done that a lot too. Try to sit close to the bathroom. Little ones, especially if you're potty training, they got to go up and down to the bathroom. You got to change the baby. Listen, you want to sit close to the bathroom. When you're selecting your seats, if you have the extra money, pay for the conveniences. Get that extra leg room. Bump up, get closer to the front if you can. Remember, you can't sit in the emergency exit area if you're pregnant. If you have the money, pay for those extra conveniences. And that would be my final closing comments, Pay for the extra conveniences if you can. Make sure you have a travel pillow, something for your bag, maybe a travel tray for the kids. Get the little kitty earphones for their tablet. Just get those extra things that makes things convenient. And then look, take a deep breath. Know it's temporary. It will be over eventually. It's 1 day, it's 2 days, however long your trip is, a few hours. Just breathe and get through it. Come up with a plan. Try to stick to it. Be open. And another thing I will say, especially when you travel international, people are so helpful, especially outside of America, because, here people like to judge us a little bit. Well, you shouldn't have had all them kids. I ain't helping. But when you go outside of the country, they treasure family and children, and they will help you. So be open to that. If there's anything you feel like I missed or anything you just want to add to the conversation, drop it in the comments. You got a question, ask me. You can hit me up in the comments. You can message me on Instagram. I really hope you find this helpful. Give me a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm going to do a video on pregnancy tips. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take it easy. Listen, I know y'all noticed my hair is a little different, right? I did the chop. Y'all, I did the chop. Listen, if you did the chop, and for me, it wasn't like a natural hair journey thing. I've been natural forever, but I was just stressed out. And, dealing with these kids, I needed to be able to just jump up and walk out the house when I need to. If you've gone through the whole big chop and you felt like it changed you or whatever your experience was, please let me know how it went in the comments.